Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Indoor Ag Science Cafe. I'm Cherry Kubota at the Ohio State University, Columbus, Ohio. I hope you are doing well, enjoying maybe springtime, or ready to have the springtime, real springtime. Okay, so let's start this month, Indoor Ag Science Cafe. So as usual, I'm gonna go through the upcoming event schedule or the webinar schedule of this Indoor Cafe series. As you remember, this is the communication platform for you to learn science and technologies and some of the basic contents. And this is funded by USDA SCRI grant. So today we have two speakers to introduce the USDA funding program dedicated for small business. And then I'm going to introduce the topic and then speakers in a minute. And then April Cafe, we will have another international program. The speaker is from Japan. Japan Plant Factory Association Vice President Eri Hayashi. And then she's going to talk about plant factories and indoor farming innovations in Japan. Because of the time zone, 11 a.m. usual schedule doesn't really work for her. So we had to push a little bit earlier, and sorry for that, West Coast people, it's a little bit early, but 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is already 11 p.m. Japan. So she's going to talk about that status in Japan in April 20th, Tuesday. And then May, we will have a scientist from Purdue University, Dr. Krishna Nemali, who is going to talk about smart sensors for indoor farming. So this is going to be a very interesting topic also. So just look forward to that. So today, we are so happy to have two people from NIFA, USDA NIFA, Dr. Stephen Thomson, and then also Melinda Coffman. Dr. Thomson is a national program leader in NIFA Institute of Food Production and Sustainability. And Melinda Coffman is a program coordinator for SBIR, Small Business Innovation Research. I believe this is a two-phase program, funding program, but you learn a lot from their presentation. So I'm gonna stop sharing and then have Melinda start her presentation.
Is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Oh. No?
Yes, it's coming.
All right, there we go.
Yes, perfect.
Great. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. As Cherry introduced us, you'll be welcoming Dr. Stephen Thomson, who's a national program leader, and I'm Melinda Coffman, SBI program coordinator, and we're happy to be here at the Indoor Ag Science Cafe from Ohio State University. I'll start by talking about the SBIR program goals. There are three primary goals for SBIR, Small Business Innovation Research Program. We want to meet federal research and development, R&D, needs by stimulating technological innovation. We want to increase private sector commercialization of innovation derived from federal R&D funding. And we foster and encourage participation in innovation and entrepreneurship by women and socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. here's some features of the SBIR program that include investigator-initiated ideas, and awards that are based on scientific and technical merit, PI and company qualifications, and the commercial potential of the innovation. We look at subcontracting to universities and USDA labs. That's permitted and encouraged. Some metrics indicating success for SBIR grants include an increase in the number of new jobs, an increase in sales of technology or services developed, and the sale of licenses to technology developed to other businesses. So a little bit more about the USDA SBIR program. This slide contains just basic information. The annual budget is $25 million. Funding opportunities for SBIR grants are phase 1 is 8 months in length, and it's a $100,000 maximum. Phase 2 is 2 years in length, and it's a $600,000 maximum. For phase 1, in 2019, we had 79 awards out of 533 applications, which is a 14.8% award rate. And for FY20, it was 70 out of 435 applications, which was a 16.1% award rate. For phase 2 in FY19, we had 26 awards out of 64 applications. That was a 40.6% award rate. And for FY20, we had a 42.6 award rate. We also offer technical and business assistance. You might ask, what is technical and business assistance, or TABA as we call it? It was introduced as part of the John S. McCain National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2019. TABA can include IP legal costs, marketing, market research, financial review, consults on funding strategies, or activities related to manufacturing, just as a sample of what it can include. For phase 1, there's a $6,500 limit on for TABA services. So that's at no extra cost. That doesn't come out of your budget. That's just an extra that the SBIR program offers that you can choose, and we encourage you to choose. So that's support to help develop commercialization plan, and the commercialization plan is a required document for a phase 2 submission. So it can be very helpful with that. For phase 2, it's $50,000 for TABA, and it's intended for the grantee to use to develop future plans and to continue moving your innovation into the commercial market. So there are 10 topic areas for the USDA SBIR grant. As you can see here, they range from forests and related resources to animal production, to conservation of natural resources, food science, rural community development, aquaculture, biofuels and bio-based fuels, small and mid-sized farms. And then we also have 2 categories for plant production and protection, one in biology and one in engineering. And Dr. Thomson is our MPL for the engineering part, and he's going to talk a little bit about that.
Sure, thanks. I'll introduce myself really briefly. I've been with NIFA a little over 5 years. When I was with USDA ARS, I was actually panel manager of 8.13. And so now I work with NIFA. A lot of the programs that would be of interest to you, 2 of them in particular, are the 8.13 and 8.2. And possibly other ones, but I want to mention something. When Bob Nowierski was program leader of 8.2, he and I would have to exchange proposals and decide which one, which program is a better fit. And we do realize that sometimes you won't have time to have a long conversation with a program leader. In that case, make your best estimate, because I do want to assure you that we will be in constant contact. Now, the new program leader, I'm not sure who that is. I believe it's Vijay Nandula, but we are still in flux. We're trying to figure out who's going to lead it. So anyway, one way or the other is going to get in one of those programs. Let's see. I had something else to say, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway.
How would you distinguish the difference between the biology and the engineering?
It's a good question. 8.13 is engineering focused primarily, okay? And so it depends on what you're emphasizing. We have had some that are a little of both, as many applications are. So, I would say to contact the program leader. If you, one other thing I want to say, Vicki Finkenstadt is the new leader of 8.13. I will be, I'll still be working with it, but I want to mention that she's going to take it over. She also has background similar to mine in a slightly different area, a little more on the biology and engineering side than I do. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I'll give it back to Melinda.
Okay. The next slide is slide 7. And I don't know, Steve, did you want to talk a little bit about this slide also?
Really briefly, these are many of the areas. I'm looking at, of course, all of these are included in indoor agriculture in one way or another. And it's not all inclusive. So, but this gives you a good idea about what we're looking for.
Yes. It's just a sampling, as Steve said. So moving on to give you some idea of our timeline. Our timeline has been off a little bit because of the COVID-19 crisis, and NIFA moved from DC to Kansas City. So we're trying to get back on track, and back on track would look more in like this that's laid out on the slide. So for this year, for phase 1, you can expect the RFA to be released in July. And then the proposal deadline is going to be either very late September or very early October. And that's of this year. So we'll get all those proposals, and then we'll hold panels in January of 2022. And then the awards will be given in June through August of 2022. And then for phase 2, and phase 2 is only open to phase 1 awardees. There's no straight to phase 2. So the RFA will be released this December, and then the proposal deadline will be March of 2022. The panels will take place in May, and the notifications of awards will be sent out in June of 2022, and the awards will be given in July and August of 22, and the start date will be September 1st, 22. So I want to talk a little bit, give you some kind of concept of the SBIR review process. Proposals are evaluated by a panel of experts, and they're from academia, industry, nonprofits, and federal labs. And it is a confidential peer review process. And both phases use ad hoc reviewers. All applicants receive copies of the reviews. So you get some feedback, which can be very valuable. If you're not selected for funding, you can reapply for the next phase 1 solicitation, and you will have the review comments that will help you create a stronger proposal. For phase 2, there's only one opportunity to apply. So you have to choose that carefully. So university and government scientist involvement in USDA SBIR program is strongly encouraged. And a scientist may serve either as a consultant or receive a subcontract. A subcontract is limited to no more than 1/3 of the phase 1 award or 1/2 of the phase 2 award. Either of these can be done while continuing to work full-time in their home institution. Scientists can also be the PI on an SBIR grant by reducing employment at their home institution to 49% for the duration of the grant. The research must be performed someplace other than in their research lab. In most cases, it is not acceptable for the university or government scientists to serve as consultants and have all the research done in their lab. A cooperative research and development agreement, or we call it a CRADA, with the USD lab or license, the USD innovation is a desirable thing. And speaking of which, a CRADA, again, cooperative research and development agreement. It's additional factors that will be considered in the review process include whether a phase 1 or phase 2 application involves a CRADA with a USD laboratory or a license to a USD technology. In the event that 2 or more applications are approximately equal in merit, the existence of a CRADA with a USD laboratory or license to a USD technology will be an important consideration. Factors that improve your chances of success. Probably what everybody wants to know. If you have a high technical and or scientific merit and a clear commercial potential, high risk, high reward innovations are encouraged, so we don't shy away from those. Having good consultants, having having a CRADA agreement or benefits. Having some type of business expertise on your team. And strong letters of support from phase 3 partners, end users, consumers, and investors is always a good thing. And a clear understanding of the entry and sustainability in the market. And now advice for phase 1. As you write your proposal, try to impart a vision of where you want to be at the end of phase 2. What is the market opportunity? Focus on the research for your phase 1 project on critical enabling factors. Provide a detailed experimental plan and use proprietary information. Provide insight into commercial potential. Provide letters of support from end users, consumers, investors, etc., that convey how you have connected with the target communities. And more advice, get your registrations completed early. Your DUNS registration, sam.gov, grants.gov, SBIR.gov, that's a lot of .gov. Determine which topic area is best for your project and contact that topic area leader for a consult. What I've been suggesting is that when you determine what the best fit for your topic is, which topic area, then just write an informal 1, no more than 2 paragraph summary of your project and send it to the topic leader and ask for a consult. Follow all application guidelines for the format, page limits, and required documents. That's very important to do to make sure that you just follow everything in the RFA. The RFA just has so much information, and it really is, it is your guide. It should be your guide for this. And ensure that your application responds to all the review criteria listed in the RFA. And lastly, apply early. In conclusion, I just want to go over a few USDA SBIR success stories. Altera Energies, Altera's Buoyant Airborne Turbine, or BAT, leverages proven aerospace technology to lift the wind turbine into the strong, consistent winds beyond the reach of traditional towers. Economic power generation for rural communities and remote locations as a result of that. Commercialization success. The technology was featured in CNN's 2014 edition of the CNN 10 Inventions and also in the New York Times. Telecom SoftBank has invested $7 million in Altera Energies for future deployment of the BAT technology in Japan. Prairie Aquatech was another success story. The technology developed was a natural process to convert soybean meal to fish feed using microbial enhancement. Their product is called MePro. And their commercialization success, they received the 2019 Aquafeed Innovation Award in Cologne, Germany. And they were commissioned a 30,000 square foot facility in the summer of 2019 to scale up productions. Samples sold or sent to manufacturers in 12 different countries, and new products are coming to market in 2021. Embrex developed a high throughput and superior technology for an in ovo vaccination. Technology provided benefits to enhance efficiency and bird performance. And their commercialization success in 01, they had $44 million in revenues. Their employees increased from less than 10 to over 200, and they were purchased by Pfizer. So again, I'm Melinda Coffman, and we have Steve Thomson here, who is an NPL. And we also have Kelly McDonald, who is our excellent SBIR program specialist. She isn't in this, but she is available to you. If you have any questions beyond today's question and answer period, you can reach us at sbir@usda.gov, and we're happy to help in any way.